Hold it high. And we are live here in Washington, D.C. at the D.C. Convention Center. Great day yesterday, guys. That was awesome. Everybody was super happy. I really want to thank the sponsors that really made it happen. Latium Coin. David Johnson's going to join me on stage in just a second. NKD Technologies with Marco Robinson, killing it tonight. They're sponsoring the after party. It starts at 8:30 p.m. at the Cambria. Live band. We have some LED dancers, DJ after that, food, drinks, everything. It's going to be totally awesome. Tour Day Crypto. Thanks, guys, for coming out. Huge, we've been working with these guys for quite a while. Great project they're doing. Meta Creative, they have their own coin, the Meta Coin, and that is, they are actually coming in for a fantastic price, I can just tell you. And they're going to redo the whole Cambria tonight, and you'll see what they do. Fantastic work. They're going to do all the lighting and the drapes, and they're the ones who've actually put in the concert or the live band and everything like that. So that's huge. Block Shop DC, wonderful event last night. Want to recognize them too, stepping up, throwing that VIP event, guys. It was absolutely awesome. It really was. We're gonna get them on stage today. Messenger Bank, Christensen, killing it out here. I have my man Stephen Melnick as well, who has come with Kent and Messenger Bank. Coming in a big way, and you know they have loading points at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, and 4 or 5 other different places. They're a real bank, a real crypto bank, one of the only ones in the space. They are the only ones I know that you can go to Walmart and buy a card. Messengerbank.io, go there, sign up for an account. I think if you go through the KYC process, he even gives you some coins. I didn't say it. Substratum, Justin Tapp, thanks for coming. Huge, man. You know what he's doing with his platform and bringing the internet to places like China is absolutely fantastic. ICOMTech. Anybody here from ICOMTech yet? Yay, ICOMTech. Thanks for coming up, big guys. Really appreciate it. Prima Felitas, we're our AI partner for this event. Worked with us through the whole thing. Everybody likes their banners, right? Y'all like your banners? Hey, Prima Felitas and his team putting all those together, and the meetup and everything. Cryptocurrency Wire, also big shout out to Cryptocurrency Wire. Guys, they did a great job. If you Google the summit, comes right up. They got us into all kinds of different places, Associated Press and all this. Nanu Burks for donating the painting. The same Nanu Burks painting that got us into Forbes. Forbes magazine is huge, guys. It was really huge. The Washington Elite. So I hope I didn't miss anybody on there. Sonny as well will be speaking today with his company. And it's just been a heck of a time. The Satoshi School with my man Jorg Molt, who killed it yesterday. He really did a great job. So we're going to go ahead and get started today. Guys, wake up. I know you were partying late last night. We'll be doing the live feed right on the Washington Elite Twitter. And we have street teams going today promoting the $100,000 pitch contest, which starts at 3:30. $100,000 up for grabs. Also $10,000 in business credit up for grabs, as well as some other big prizes. And that's Marco Robinson and his NKD Technologies, pronounced, I guess, naked. And he's sponsoring the after party too. So we'll get the word out. We'll have the street teams going with the mascots, and it's going to be huge. So without further ado, I want to welcome my main man here, David Johnson, to the stage. Give him a hand, folks. We're going to start off. Grab a microphone right here. We're going to start off old style with an interview. This is how we met, actually.
That's true.
Yeah. In Singapore, he comes in with his crew, and they have their thing set up. And of course, I'm talking to him, and I'm like, "You're an American." He goes, "Yeah, of course."
Obvious.
Yeah, obvious.
Not totally obvious.
Yeah. And so anyway, we hit it off. And the stuff that he's doing with Latium is really fantastic, and it helps out with mass adoption. so much. And he came up to you, we had the Mind Stops panel, he says, I should be on this panel. I said, you're right, good. You can get up here.
I forced myself on the panel.
You did.
I got my industry.
But, the other big thing, and we'll touch on some of the stuff, but he came in with a big sponsorship for our veteran event 2 weeks ago. We went up to Lake Placid, and it was really awesome. It was really, really awesome.
Glad to do it.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. So tell me a little bit about how Latium, I know you guys had your ICO. When did you do it? And maybe how much money did you raise? And how has it been since then, moving forward?
Yeah, well, we started in late 2017. We ended up selling through in January. Pure luck. We timed the top of the market, right? A market analyst. We raised roughly around $15 million. And what we did was we took the capital and actually started building something. We have a working product. While we were going through ICO, it was pretty rough, but it was an alpha. So we put our heads down, and where a lot of people were going out and marketing, trying to hype up price, drive people to purchase their token on markets, blowing millions of dollars on exchanges. We just put our heads down and started working, like we said we would. And 6 months later, we released a pretty usable product to the market. Today, we've got an Android app. We've got a website that gets updated every month. I think we have about 25 feature sets on it. We'll probably have around 50 feature sets by the second quarter of next year. So we're just trying to actually do what we say we will. And I think that there's companies out there in the space that are starting to do that, and it's a sign of maturity in the industry.
It really is, it's an amazing thing. And we did have, I know Justin Tabb talked about it a couple times and mentioned it, but we were kind of a really forgiving set of people because so many people raised money, and then it was like, what money? What do you mean? And it's so great though to be connected with you and to be working with you in the space who's really doing something special. So tell me a little bit about some of the ways that you and the Latium platform have provided for people to participate in the crypto community.
Yeah, well, the goal with Latium is just, I have a technology background, and I've built a lot of applications over the years. And I think people want something that they're used to using. People don't like change; they're resistant to change. So even though what we're trying to do with crypto is somewhat change the world, that process is a very long curve. It takes time. You can't transition people from all cold to all hot. You got to slowly warm them up. So we saw this, early on. In fact, I saw it very early on, and we started working in 2014 on the idea of adoption. I think it was a little too early. 2017 came around, and I saw that the media coverage was getting there with crypto. Everyone was hearing about the space, but they weren't quite sure how to get access. So I was like, okay, now's the time. The media coverage is everywhere. Everyone hears this buzzword of Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, but they don't know how to participate. So our goal is just an easy access point. Someone can come in, put in their email, their password. They can complete a task on our platform. We're a tasking platform, so they don't have to invest. They can invest their production, their time, and their effort, and then now they're all owning crypto. And it's easy. Within 10 minutes, you have crypto, and our goal is to have people participate in the ecosystem. If they want to learn more, they can. But to expect people to put forth their time and effort to learn something in order to participate, I think it's the wrong idea. I think we have to bring it to them.
Yeah, well, it's amazing to have ways, and I know in the Washington Elite Telegram group, that's one of the things that we did, and we finally got the token bot working. So.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, but to give people the crypto so that they can use it, and then so they have the tokens, so they have the coins, because so many people look at it and then it's like, how do I do it? And they sign up for Coinbase, and then Coinbase wants them to hold their photo with their passport. And
it's complicated.
It's complicated. It's a little.
It's intrusive.
Intrusive.
I mean, look, if I want to go buy a book and somebody says, I'm going to need your passport, and I'm going to need a photo of you holding your passport, and I need you to sign something on a piece of paper and put it by your face, I'm going to be like, I don't really want the book.
Exactly.
I mean, it's asking too much.
It is.
I know a lot of people will I talk to a lot of KYC vendors, and they think like the whole world's going to become KYC. I'm like, do you really think that people want to do that? Like, have you ever walked in and been like, I really want to show everyone in this room my passport? It's not the way people think. I mean, it's really a contrary idea to what crypto is, right? It's privacy, Yet, the whole thing's predicated on sharing your information. That's counterintuitive. So
Yeah.
I think we need easier access points, not harder. We need to ask less questions, not more.
Right. Well, and the thing is too, if we want it to be, of course, used, you don't need a KYC to go earn $50 mowing your neighbor's lawn or something like that. So that's why I think the tasks and everything that you've put there are pretty amazing. So it's David Johnson. He's got his Latium Coin. I'm going to give you the stage now. I know you have a little bit of a presentation, but I really appreciate the friendship and the business relationship. You're the man.
Bruce, you're awesome.
Okay.
Well, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Kind of want to start off this morning just ask some general questions. So I'm going to ask for some participation. I know it's so early, but I'm going to ask for a little bit of participation. So show of hands, how many people are here because they think cryptocurrency, blockchain, and Bitcoin is a short-term fad, they can make some money today? Okay, no hands. That's maybe lack of participation. Maybe honesty, I don't know. How many people think that Bitcoin is going to create a trend, maybe a new industry, but ultimately it's not going to change the world? How many people think that? Now I'm starting to think it is participation, right? Everybody wants to participate. All right, I'll ask the last question then. How many people think that blockchain, cryptocurrencies will totally change the world as we know it in the future? Yes. Okay, we do have some participation. Okay, so I'm going to ask another question. Why? Or better yet, how? We can't change the world if the world doesn't participate. I agree with you. This will change the world. There's no question about that. But it can't change the world if the world doesn't participate. So we have a problem that has to be solved. I'm going to say that problem is adoption. Okay, we talked about it a little bit in the interview. But still, how do we solve that adoption issue? First thing we need to do is we need to ask the question, why does someone want this? And I'm going to ask you, does anyone have an answer for that? Why does someone want cryptocurrency as they operate today? Anyone? Not rhetorical, seriously.
Value proposition. No middleman.
Okay. Freedom. Good.
Security.
Okay, good.
More of it, no friction.
Good. I like all these answers. I think a lot of those are long-term answers. They're not a reason to take action now. Security's good. Some people think about that. Most people think about today. What am I doing? Feeding my family, paying my bills, I need to fill up my car, right? I've got a kid sports game to go to. So how do we take this and get focus on it today, on that day-to-day routine? I don't think you do it with security. I think it's an outcome. Frictionless, that's nice. When's the last time that you did something specifically because it was frictionless? It's an outcome. It's good. It makes it efficient. We need a reason. We need a reason. We need motivation. People have to be motivated to participate. So how do we do that? I mean, this is a blockchain event. These are people who participate in the space.
Well, first of all, the applications have to be easier, simpler to use.
I agree. I agree. Ease of use is a requirement.
It needs to be in your face as well. It needs to be right there so that everybody can see it, just like the other apps are.
Yes.
Just like the Facebook app makes us all become the product.
That's true.
It's right there in our face. It's the usability.
I totally agree.
And crypto needs to be the same.
Yes, it is. But here's the question still. So, we're like everyone else. Does that answer why? I open up a restaurant, it's just like the restaurant across the street. Is that answering the question, why use it? I don't think it does. I don't think having something identical to something else is enough reason. It's not motivation. It's a starting point, right? Right now we're subpar, and we've got to get at least on par. That's true.
Well, the people need to see the problem before we can solve it with crypto.
Yeah.
If they're not seeing the problem.
I agree. Perfect. Yes. there's a problem that's going on in society in general, and this is a solution. People don't react unless they're in some sort of pain. They see some sort of motivation financially, greed, right? We have basic needs as human beings. We have basic things that trigger reactions. You know, it could be greed. I would argue 2017, look at a chart. That's greed. That's greed. It makes an action take place. The chart looks like a lot of greed. And then what does it look like after that? Fear. Where are we right now? We're in a stage of fear. So that's what crypto looks like as strictly a financial asset. And it will continue to look like that because that's what financial markets are. Green candles, red candles. Fear, greed, fear. Cycles continue, they go on forever. I think that this is bigger than that. It's partly financial, but the whole world is not going to participate in a financial market. Financial markets aren't a new idea. They've been around for a long time. And the whole world doesn't participate. Right? Most people just go about their day-to-day lives. So we need a way to make this usable by everyday people. We got to give them the incentive to participate. Now, I didn't set this up to try to stump the room. It's not my goal. And I don't like complaining about a problem without a solution. But it is a real problem in the space. If we're going to build an industry, if we're going to change the world, we have to make the world care enough to participate. And I'm going to advocate the way we do that is we show them they already have value. Their existence has value. Their production has value. You are GDP. You create it right now. You're tokenized today. It's your paycheck. It's your business. You own businesses. It's your dividend. Whatever. You're tokenized. The problem is there's a lot of people who participate in that loop with you. You don't get 100% of your production value. You get a percentage. Taxing authority gets a percentage. You fill up your gas tank, they get a percentage. And you don't ultimately have a say who all gets to participate. With blockchain and cryptocurrencies, we can change that. We can actually have an economic shift to true control of value. And like I said, everyone here is already tokenized. I'm advocating we let them see that. We let them control that. Your network, that has value. Who you connect with has value. If I say you're a good guy, my reputation's on the line. This is all quantifiable stuff. It's numbers in a system. And that stuff matters. And if I can take you and I can say, you seem like a good guy. You participate well in the system. You help other people. You're pretty good at vetting people. You're a human VC. You deserve a better market cap than this guy. He's a bad actor. He doesn't do what he says he's going to do. It's quantifiable. Give people a reason. Fiat is paper, printed, backed by nothing. People say it's backed by the government. It's a debt note. It says it on it. And I'm not one of these guys who's going to rail on the IMF. Where we are today is way better than we were 100 years ago, guys. Way better. People were starving. Okay? Society's gotten better, not worse. But that doesn't mean we can't improve. It doesn't mean we can't get better. Blockchain, cryptocurrency, it gives us the ability to have transparency. It gives us the ability to have a system that's secure against corruption, which is in humans' nature to corrupt. It's not necessarily even intent. It's just the way things go over time. So you can have the best idea in the world. Give it 100 years. Give it 4 generations. See what it looks like. It won't be the same. Why are there 1,000 denominations in the Christian religion? That guy didn't do it right. Oh, you got it. You do it right. 100 years later, somebody sees this guy, he's like, he didn't do it right. I'll do it right. That's not the way things work. Blockchain changes that. It changes that. You can put in an architecture that lasts into the future, that cannot be manipulated. That is revolutionary. So I guess I'm going to leave everybody this morning with one thought. And that is, what can you do to motivate people to participate? Because everything we're trying to do is predicated on that. Without people, none of this works. This isn't about money. I've got 6 kids, like I said yesterday. I don't know how many of you know that. That's why I do it. I want a better place. I want a better place for my children to grow. I want to make this world better than it was the day before. And this does that, but it only does it if we all work together and we get participation on a day-to-day basis. So thank you guys. Appreciate it. Let's change the world.
Fantastic. David Johnson, killing it up here. You know, it's it's an amazing thing. It's an amazing space, and guys like David Johnson really make a huge difference in moving it all forward. So, again, we are live on the Washington Elite Twitter page. You can go on the Periscope as well, and we'll be live all day today. We have the street teams out there pulling in people, big mascots going everywhere, and doing it up. Next up, I have my man Andrew Prell. Andrew and I met at the Kentucky Derby in April, I think it is, April or May. I think it's April. And he threw a Run for the Unicorns blockchain event. It was a ton of fun. And also he was sponsored, or helped to sponsor, bringing some of the blind vets as well. We had a great time, and we all went afterwards to the Kentucky Derby. So I definitely want to invite you all to come to that event. It is right around the Kentucky Derby date, so you'll be able to look that up. I think it's the beginning of April. But it sounds like we'll be working together on that too. He's running back and forth because he knows I'm about to call him up stage. He is a legend in the space of virtual games, fungible and non-fungible tokens, and he's really killing it. So maybe what we do is, while we're waiting for him, Robin, maybe we just have D. We'll start with D, and we'll go there. D. Cogni, I met in Boston. He's a really great guy. He's a leader in the AI space. And he has a plane to leave, so we'll get him up here and on stage as soon as possible. It looks like they're still working on that. So one of the great things about doing an event like this is all of the people that you meet and all the people that you bring in and that you're able to help in all kinds of various ways. And it's not always just about, my charity work or this, that, and the other. It's about each of you guys and everybody that came. And I tell you, it's a really wonderful feeling to walk through a place like the VIP event last night and then have that be so packed, and then go back to the Cambria and see that it's packed as well, and to have everybody come here and do that. And it's a really special thing. And we're going to keep doing it. We're going to keep killing it. And that was one of the things really with Global Boost. And Global Boost is obviously the company behind the Washington Elite Summit. And that was one of the original things that we did, was we really wanted to help people. So, and that's what we're doing. So do we have either of you guys queued up? Mario, are you ready?
Always ready.
Mario Costanz, the tax pro professional, wins. You guys got him up? All right, let's get him up here, guys. Mario Costanz.
Hi, everybody. Give a second to bring up my presentation. But what I'm going to talk about today is crypto tax preparation. Many people get into blockchain and crypto thinking they can avoid taxes, but the harsh reality is that you can't. Back in 2014, the IRS deemed that cryptocurrency is property for purposes of taxation. Hence, every single transaction that happens every single time, we'll talk specifically about what those are momentarily, is a tax reportable event and required to be included on your tax return and subject to capital gains and losses. Sounds really exciting, right? So the reality is the IRS is working very diligently to create better processes and systems for this to happen more automatically. But at the same time, in that 2014 notice, they have put a line in the sand. And there's a lot of people that are avoiding including their crypto on their tax returns, and that is going to get them in trouble. Hopefully no one in this audience is also in that same boat, but if you are, we can help. We'll talk all about that. You may not know this, but the IRS back in 2016 sued Coinbase, asking them to turn over all of their data. They did this because they were hearing press releases about Coinbase having so many millions of clients. At the time, it was probably about 2 million or so clients. And they only had 800 or so tax returns that included crypto on them at the time. So they said, Coinbase, let's get your data, please pass it over. Coinbase said no. They sued them and they won. Back in November of 2017, last year, the IRS won that case. The data was turned over in March. The IRS is about to send out letters to these people that have not included their crypto on their returns. Now, this is a data set for 2013 to 2015, before many in this room have even gotten involved in crypto, although I know we have a number of early adopters as well. This is before it got mainstream. So since it got mainstream, it went from about 2 million clients on Coinbase. Coinbase now has 25 million clients, and all these people need to be including this. One of the challenges becomes when you're trying to do a tax return with cryptocurrency trades is you don't get a form directly from the exchange the way you would if you had a stock transaction. You'd get a 1099-B from that brokerage house. There's no current requirement as it pertains to crypto that these exchanges send that data to the IRS or to the client. You clearly have some CSV or API download options that are available to you in crypto, and that is a self-reporting mechanism that's required. And we're going to talk all about that. Well, the presentation is kind of all about not avoiding taxes and tax optimization and how we're going to help you to do that. So we'll move over to the next slide. Just click on the right-hand side of the screen. Or use your arrow. All right, well, so I'll just jump in anyway. I know this off the top of my head, it's no worries. So let's talk about what's a tax reportable event. There's been a lot of misconceptions about this. The first one that we can discuss is if you have some coin and you sell it back to fiat. Now, that can happen two ways, right? You can have coin on an exchange and you sell it and you keep that fiat in your cash wallet at the exchange. That is a tax reportable event. Seems pretty inherent. Many people think it's only if you send it back to your bank account, but it's not. It's even if you keep that at the wallet, cash wallet in the exchange level, that has to be reported. The next one is where the biggest misconception comes about, is when you're using your coin to purchase another coin. Okay, this is a coin-to-coin transactions. Many people have misinterpreted some of the changes in the Trump tax reform law that was passed this year in thinking that you would be able to ignore those transactions and not include them, but they are taxable events, and here's why. Cryptocurrency, for purposes of taxation, is property. So let's say you have some Bitcoin and you want to buy some Ethereum. We use some really simple examples. You're essentially selling your Bitcoin in order to purchase that Ethereum. So that Bitcoin has how much you bought it for, which is called your cost basis, and it has your sales price. And that is a capital event. In this scenario, in this example that I'm giving you, the Ethereum doesn't even have to be reported because it's only a buy. You don't have to report crypto that you're buying, only when you're disposing of it. So coin-to-coin transactions are reportable, required to be on your tax return, and many people aren't. And the harsh reality is that we are going to have a lot of pain in the marketplace for those people that think that they can get out of it because blockchain is anonymous. It's not anonymous, it's a public ledger. And all of these exchanges have KYC data on any of us that are buying our crypto through the exchanges, which is most of the time. Even if you look at, for instance, Binance's terms of service, they clearly say that they will turn over this data to any government authority that requests it. And this is one of the initiatives that the IRS has in place for 2019, that they will be having this requirement. Clearly, they already took that first step by suing Coinbase and getting this first scenario happening regarding getting that data. The next thing that many people may not realize that is a tax reportable event is when you use crypto to purchase goods and services. So again, here's what's happening here. You have your crypto, you have your coin, and you're going to give it to someone else because they're going to provide marketing services, you're going to buy a product, pizza, a t-shirt. We've all heard interesting examples in crypto history regarding those scenarios. And what you're doing is you're selling your property in return for buying another item. So when you use crypto to purchase goods and services, and then we all think it's currency, right? Cryptocurrency. But the reality is, for purposes of taxation, it's not. It does not apply in the same way that a currency transaction takes place. So what happens there is that that has to be included in your tax return. And we'll talk a little bit about how we can do that. But I have a question in the back.
Yeah, it's just a point of clarification. If you buy it at 8,000, but you have to transfer it at 7,000, that's a loss, right? So it isn't. You don't have to report it. You don't have to pay taxes on it if it's a loss.
Yeah. So all these transactions are tax reportable either way, whether they're a gain or a loss. If it's a loss, what's going to happen is that's going to be able to be deducted from your other gains and potentially from your other income. So we're going to talk at the end of the presentation about how in this down year you can really maximize scenarios that will help you for tax optimization.
Yes. So I've looked at it every way but sideways. It appears that the only thing that came over in what you said is the one picture of the
Okay.
presentation.
It's a share. The link doesn't go to open up Beautiful AI? Okay, cool. I can do it if you want.
You can definitely put the link. I mean, what do I have to sign up to do it?
You shouldn't have to.
Check it out.
All right, so it's day 2. David, I'm over here. And everybody didn't have enough coffee this morning or something. No, but he's gonna check it out. I want to have him have his slides, and the other 2 people I think are ready as well. So, but I'll just kind of hop on stage. We have a lot of geniuses over there working on that as it goes. So. The pitch competition, if you guys know anybody that is interested in the pitch competition, let me know. We have some really good projects. One of them is the Tatao, I think is how you pronounce it. And that's Martin Levy. He has come in. Most people have already met Martin. A really great guy. Came in from some country I've never been to, which is there's not that many anymore. But a really great project. There's also the Meta Creative will be pitching. It sounds like Data Bunker, which is another big time project, big winner, is going to be pitching, as well as some other great things. But these types of opportunities that we're bringing to the space, you want to make sure that you take advantage of them. So if you are interested in pitching, let me know. How are we looking over there?
Not yet.
Okay. So one person or one group that I did not mention, I noticed, was Pat Coin.